G'day everybody. Well, mate, what a day we have had.
It's been a very memorable and I don't know how I can say it, man, but chaotic, stressful.
All those adjectives and many more.
I never had a situation like this happen to me.
Yeah. Well, we
What's really happened to you?
Yeah,
But I've
well.
never known somebody who have had this issue before.
right. So let's explain for you all so that you can understand a little bit about what's gone on today, because a lot has gone on today. So we are still in Florida. We shouldn't be.
We shouldn't be.
But we are. And that all happened because apparently here in the United States of America, you need your passport to travel internally on flights.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in Australia, as my Australian audience would know, you do not. So I just brought photo ID to prove here I am, that's the name that's on the boarding pass. We should be right. I got to TSA, which is the sort of customs border control, and I got a big no. There was you're not going anywhere. That is not sufficient ID. We don't know what that is. And I said, look, it's an Australian government ID. No, don't recognise it. You're not flying. So next minute, I am panicking. Louis and Andrea have already gone through.
We're at the gate, basically.
Yeah, they're at the gate. They're waiting for us two to get through and be done. And I put a big spanner in the works. So I had to go back out, and then we had to ring you, who was through, and then some very quick decisions. This man is unflappable, let me tell you. He just keeps calm. He just does what he has to do, and makes things happen in a way that just, I don't know, just you floor me sometimes, because I just, I'm in a foreign land. This guy's saying, well, you'll have to get out of the airport and get on a bus, or you'll have to get your passport overnighted down to where you are here. And then, so it looked like I was going to somehow try and see if I could find a way to get back to the house. Yeah. Which the address I didn't even know, and then be here on my own and try and organise whatever needed to be organised while these other three flew back, which is what they were supposed to do. So in the end, Louis decides to put his underpants on the outside with his cape flapping in the breeze and come through. This would be a big S there.
A big S, big V.
Yeah. And he comes back out. Andrea's left there. Then
My wife.
Yeah, Louis' wife. And then what happened after that? We had to...
Well, the first decision was that I was leaving, I was going to pick up Shane, and we were just going to drive. We were going to get in a rental and take it down and just drive. I mean, it's a 8.5 hour trip without stops, so we're probably talking closer to 9.5, 10 with traffic. We could have been there around midnight, so right at the end of the day, 2,400 hours. That was the plan. But then I had a quick chat with the wife, and we came up with an alternative plan. We put our heads together, and it was, I would bring Shane back to the house, which is where we are today. She was going to go to the airport, go to the house, grab the passport, and then fly back so she can be here, and then we'll all fly out tomorrow morning. Well, that is pretty much ended up being the plan that we chose. The only difference is that she has a great friend, Amy, who actually ran to the house, grabbed the passport so my wife could take an earlier flight. Otherwise, she wouldn't be here till about close to midnight. But now she's actually about an hour away, and then we still have daylight outside. So that's a good thing.
Yep.
But we all came together, a bunch of us strategized and tried to come up with ideas to get Shane back to North Carolina. It's an expensive learning mistake, but it's been an adventure, and it's one that I don't think you or I are going to forget anytime soon.
Oh no, absolutely not.
And just to make matters worse, guys, is Shane doesn't have a SIM card, so being able to communicate with him while we're at the airport was nearly impossible. He had to connect to the airport Wi-Fi, and at this point he wasn't already connected, so you were quite nervous. You didn't know
Yeah.
what was going on. You have these officials in uniforms telling you can't go past this line. We're not in communication really at this point. So he's like, what am I going to do? I'm stuck here. So it was just this whole thing of just trying to even just establish communication was a little bit of like a challenge. Yeah.
We had to get that sorted out. So Louis was saying to me, just connect to the Wi-Fi and then I can talk to you on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
So then we got that going, and then he formulated this plan with his wife, and we ended up getting back here. Louis came out. We went back to the house here, and we thought, look, what are we going to do? How can we do something for Andrea, Louis' wife?
Because she'd done all the back and forth. And before we get into that, I also just want to thank Josh, who's also a great friend. It's helped out a lot too, because he was the one that was on the phone. He got TSA on the phone with me to try to work some things out, talk about options for Shane and what he can do. The TSA, they're doing their job. We have they did their job. They were very polite about the matter. Told Shane 4 or 5 different options on how he could potentially get to Raleigh. Explain things. They actually waited when I came around to make sure that I didn't get flagged recircling the airport. So they were really nice. With the situation, the only thing they could have done better was just let you fly. But they'd done everything else in their control to make sure Shane was comfortable, because he's like, hey, I'm not from here. I'm from a different country. I don't know what's what. I don't even know where to go. I don't even know how to leave the airport. So
pretty much, I mean, I just tag along with Louis because Louis does this all the time. He flies for work. He's a seasoned traveler. This is just par for the course for him. So so Josh, thank you again very much for keeping
me calm. Sure my wife made it back safely.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
We got Josh flagged through quickly because he'd already checked his ID, so we got him to the front of the queue so that he could get through.
Yeah, because by the time he got through, they were like boarding. That's how much time we lost. We came 2 hours ahead of time, and by the time Josh got through, he pretty much walked right onto the plane.
Yeah, it was tight for them given what happened here. So, we thought, what can we do? Because Louis' poor wife is literally been stuck in airports all day. She has literally flown from here back up to Raleigh. Then then her friends brought my documents to her at the airport. Then she's got to get on another plane and fly back down here, all inside of 6 or 8 hours.
Right, and then about 6-7 hours from now, we're going to be headed to the airport. Well, I think about really 8 hours, right?
Yeah.
We're going to be headed back to the airport again.
Yeah.
So we have the first flight out in the day. We have to be at the airport at 4 o'clock in the morning. So, I mean, we're going to be in the airport in about 8 hours again.
Absolutely. We're getting sick and tired of looking at airports. But this is just unfortunately what's happened without really knowing that I needed my passport. Because as far as I was understood, and a passport is the passing through a port, which is a port of entry into a country. When you're inside a country, generally you can travel around it just with photo ID without needing a passport again, but not here in America. You need to have your passport with you at all times, and we learnt that the hard way, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
But
now we know.
Yeah, we got back here. We went out. We had some lunch. I bought this man some lunch because, by God, did he earn it?
Yeah.
And
lunch is always better when somebody buys it for you.
Tastes better, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
When I was eating it. And then when you said, "Don't worry about the check," it tastes. The aftertaste was so much better.
There you go.
It was. I can't wait for the leftovers.
Oh, he's got some free leftovers there too that he didn't pay for that he's going to hook into, and they'll probably taste wonderful as well. Yeah. But look, what we did while this was really it's part of the getting started into what I'm going to do for Louis in this space we're sitting in at the moment, and it was also a bit of a thank you to Louis' wife, Andrea, who will come back to this house. Now, honestly, there were boxes everywhere in this house. Yeah. And now what we've done, we've worked all afternoon, haven't we?
We've been nonstop since we got back from lunch. So we got here, we went to lunch, which was about an hour.
Yep.
It's right down the street. And yeah, I don't know, like I said, it's getting late now.
It's getting late, and we've just sat down. We've got a beer on the table beside us here that you can't see. But I'm going to spin the camera around, and I'm going to show you that we've knocked this house, essentially, into shape. We've literally got all of the boxes that are labelled, that these guys smartly labelled, in their respective areas now, instead of it being a huge, great big pile of boxes in here, almost up to the ceiling, I might add.
Right.
And we've got, which I'll show you in a second when I turn the camera around, we've got all of Louis' hi-fi system in boxes where it needs to be. So I then go to work and get this all set up for Louis and voiced correctly in this new space. And this is the space that it's going to be in. So I'll grab the camera and you can see here that, now I'll move back so you can get some scale here. There's the rack, myriad of different boxes and what have you. I'm walking to the other side. So this is the space. You can see the back of Louis' head there. We've put the couch in place. We've literally, and I won't tour you around their house because that's private, but suffices to say that literally this is the space that you're going to be watching on what we do here. And it's quite a large space, and it has walls that are not perpendicular to each other.
For a listening room. It's a common space.
And there's a kitchen in behind the back there. So we've got some challenges acoustically in here in some regards. See, we've got another room in there and another room through there and a hallway that leads out to the entry there. We've got hard surfaces on the floor everywhere in here. But we may be able to get a rug if we get the spousal approval to put in front of the KEF reference speakers that are over there. So the next trick is to unbox all this, to start getting it set up in this space, and seeing what we get, what I hear first, and then I'll do my very best at the end of that to actually come up with a plan acoustically to get this sounding as good as we can get it sounding. And I think while the wall issue, I think is going to be more of a positive than a negative. And we just hope that it doesn't get too lively in here, because we can't really, I'll put the camera back up here.
We're dealing with issues that probably a lot of you at home are dealing with, quite frankly. If you have a house that's a family home, you might not have a dedicated listening room. You might have to use a common area. Yeah. And that's what we're going to be using while we're here at this place, is that I have to share the space in a common area because none of the other rooms are big enough for the equipment. So we felt like this would be a cool journey to take people on, because this is probably similar things that y'all are going to have to deal with, managing your listening room. And how do you do it in a way that's still aesthetically pleasing for company and guests and family coming over, that you're not putting foam and all this stuff all over your walls in your living room. Yeah. Right, which probably would get you a divorce quicker than it's going to correct your sound.
Correct.
And just to kind of put perspective, guys, where we're sitting, literally, Shane, I think Shane forgot to mention this, boxes were from that back wall where you saw the hi-fi all the way to where we're sitting.
Yeah.
That was all boxes, because as they unloaded the trucks, and since this is the biggest open space and it's central to the house, they just unloaded everything into this room. Yep. So literally, we've been moving boxes to about a human size high to the wall all day into their respected places, so we can clear out this space, but also get the boxes where they need to be. So we've been nonstop with all of that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we'll sleep well again tonight.
We'll sleep well.
Brother, you have worked my tail off in the 6 days I've been here. We have been flat out. Now, I'm happy to help this man. I came halfway around the world to help this guy because I love him like a brother, and we're an entity. You're going to see how that develops as time goes on, but I want to get this room right for him and I want to blow his socks off with the system he's already got, and I'm pretty confident I'm going to be able to do that. And then when I leave here in about 7 weeks' time, he'll have a big smile on his face, and I'll have done something for somebody else, which is what I like to do. So look, it's another episode in the journey that we're on.
Journey.
And this was a bit of a crazy day, but here it all is. We're telling it to you exactly as it happens. But we've managed to get a lot done today, and we've maximised our time. So we'll be flying back up north tomorrow. We've got some work to do to finalise and finish to get these guys out of that house, and then we'll be back down here.
Permanently.
The
next
time.
trip.
Yeah.
Will be permanently. So.
And we're driving down in your Cadillac, aren't we?
We will be.
So we're in a Caddy. What year's your Caddy?
91.
We're at a 91 Caddy. That'll be a cool cruise down.
Be like a boat.
Yeah, that'll be great. And we're going to do that, and then we will show you all of that as well. And you're strapped in for the ride, so we just want to show you what's happening.
And I'm going to take you to Record Store Day.
Yeah, we're going to Record Store Day, so that'll be cool too.
So we'll be camping out early in the morning, getting in line.
That'll be great.
I'm gonna pull you through it.
Yeah, man.
It's gonna be an experience.
This is.
I don't think he's ever done Record Store Day before. This will be his first one.
It'll be my first one. I just buy them when I want them, mate. I don't sit out there in the freezing cold like you die-hard dudes do.
See, at least next year if you come, it'll be warm because it's warmer here.
Absolutely. I mean, it never really gets cold here. It's I think as cool as it gets is like 18 or 19 in our language, which is what, in the 70s?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
sometimes it's a little bit cooler, but yeah.
Guys living the dream. This is amazing, this house, and the climate's great. Oh, look, I'm so happy for them. So anyway, look, that's another episode. We've explained it all to you. This is what the day we've had today. So we'll be back at you soon with another episode on this crazy journey in the big trip to the US of A. See you soon.
Bye for now.